thought it was done for today, but there was Sasquatch reporting. It was actually like a $500,000 project. Sasquatch something or another out of Texas says that they got video and DNA proof that Sasquatch, Bigfoot, is real, and he lives in the woods of Kentucky, which wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. So anyways, yeah, we got Sasquatch running around Kentucky, so that's interesting. Two quick stories. The Facebook page for the Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, they had an update on the Blackwater spill in Yellow Creek. Yellow Creek is a creek that goes Knott County and Perry County in southeastern Kentucky. The Blackwater flooding lasted for about 5 hours on Sunday. Someone who lives on Yellow Creek called the Blackwater hotline, 1-800-928-2380, and reported the spill. They were told that an inspector would be put out to investigate. They may have happened, but at the time they don't know. Were able to collect a sample of the black water. On Monday, the Yellow Creek resident and the KFTC organizer went out and did some basic water testing of the creek, and conductivity registered above 2,200 microsiemens. SIEMENS. To put this in context, the EPA says that for eastern Kentucky streams, a conductivity reading above 500 microsiemens means that most of the things that live in the stream will begin to die. So 2,200 is way above the microsiemens that you're allowed to have. I don't know why little bitty semen run around there. And when too many semen kills, I don't know why we have so much semen in our waters, and I don't know why our semen's killing. I'm just kidding, they spell it actually different, SIEMENS, so it could be Siemens, but it looks like microsiemens. So 2,200 microsiemens is what the conductivity is now. 500 is dangerous, and it's 2,200, so it's more than 4 times the amount. That's when things that live in the stream begin to die. As a side note, it's interesting that Kentucky assumed the EPA because they don't agree with the EPA conductivity guidelines. However, the Kentucky Division of Water refuses to use the state money to try and clean up or restore a stream if the conductivity is above 500 because they believe the stream is beyond polluted to be restored. It's way too polluted, we can't even fix it. So, they're going to, the state of Kentucky sues the EPA because they don't like the regulations that the EPA is putting on the coal companies. But even, our own regulatory body, when the streams are polluted, we ain't going to do shit about it anyways. So they're cutting the regulations were in place, and we found out that, the 2,200 microsiemens, this fucking stream's toxic as fuck, and it was against EPA regulations. We wouldn't do shit about it anyways because that creek is dead. We ain't going to try to save a dead creek. Goddamn 2,200 microsiemens. Everybody going to die in that. Don't go around that motherfucking creek. Don't eat the fish that comes out of it, and don't drink out of the Ohio River if it dumps into the Ohio River, or the Kentucky River, or, I don't know, it's Yellow Creek, so I guess it won't be the Ohio River, it would be eastern Kentucky, so maybe the Cumberland River, the Green River, the Cumberland River, the Green River, the Shawnee River. So we sued EPA because they don't agree with the conductivity guidelines. So either the state ends up fining the coal company for polluting the stream, the money will not go to cleaning up Yellow Creek. Also wonder if anyone from the state contacted the hazard water plant. All the pollution in Yellow Creek flows down into Clark Creek and then into the North Fork of the Kentucky River on its way to Hazard and the Hazard water system. We will try to follow the Department for Natural Resources to see what their inspectors discovered. So the Kentuckians for the Commonwealth. I was on the air campaign. I talked to one of their guys, and I mentioned something about being with an air campaign. He was like, we can't endorse nobody. I was like, no, I wasn't talking about endorsing nobody. I'm saying I'm doing similar work to what you're fucking doing. And he was like, on some other fucking bullshit, acting like he's fucking better than somebody. Or maybe he just didn't like Nader, Good fucking environmentalists don't even fucking like Nader. So it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, actually, for the whole organization. I know they're a good organization. I like the stuff that they put out there. I like the Sierra Club, too. So, there's pollution in Kentucky, which is not a surprise. It's unfortunate. Perry and Knott County on Yellow Creek. So, Yellow Creek, there's a Yellow Creek Massacre that actually started the Revolutionary War. The Battle of Point Pleasant was 1774. which was the Indians. It was Virginia governor versus the Indians. And the massacre at Yellow Creek, somebody had killed Johnny Logan's family. So Johnny Logan goes around, which was an Indian, killing everybody. Anybody he saw, his whole fucking family was killed. He didn't give a fuck, so he just started killing everybody. And then that started a war. The Indians started going in with his raids, and they started going, fighting with him. And then the governor of Virginia got mad. The governor of Virginia at the time was called Lord Dunmore. So Lord Dunmore puts his troops in. So that all started with the massacre of Yellow Creek. So Yellow Creek. There might be another massacre of Yellow Creek. Officers have not yet determined why a man allegedly pointed a rifle at the Clark County courthouse on Tuesday. So this ain't Kentucky. This is, again, it's right across the river, man. It's fucking Hoosiers. These Indiana Hoosiers, man. There's something up with them. They keep on, they're over across the river, keep on saying all this shit. The situation prompted a large police response and lockdowns in the courthouse and nearby school buildings. So last time I reported this Indiana man from Clarksville, or from Jeffersonville, they're both, but Clarksville and Jeffersonville, I don't even know what that place is called, but this is Louisville. That's kind of greater Louisville, but Clarksville, Jeffersonville, I don't know. So, recently I just reported that there was a guy on Interstate 75, which is Interstate 75 is actually a good distance away from Indiana, a prison guard who's shooting his gun at fucking passing motorists. He's got road rage and he's pulling out a fucking pistol and he's shooting, firing a gun off. That's from Clarksville. That's from Indiana. That's on the other side of the river. This is also another one. It's the kind of non-story. Dude comes up with a gun, they subdue him, no big deal. He surrendered without any protest. But 63-year-old Henry Campbell of Sellersburg, he surrendered peacefully afterwards, but he had a gun, and it shut down the lockdowns of the courthouse and nearby school buildings. One dude has a gun, everybody freaks the fuck out. Even when the gunner is subdued and put behind bars, they're still shutting all these places down. So 63-year-old Henry Campbell's charged with 3 felonies. Pointing a firearm, right? Pointing a firearm, that's a goddamn felony, but how many times does a cop pull out a fucking firearm? They pull out firearms for nothing, A cop just, fucking jaywalkers. What the fuck you doing? Get down on the ground, So, you want to talk about, the cops got to set the example, okay? I understand sometimes you got to go above, what the law allows in order to get the bad guy or some shit, but they always go above the law. They ain't sometimes doing, they always doing it, okay? And it's bullshit. They set the example. They point guns at people and they shoot. They point guns and shoot. And even when they don't point guns, they beat you over the fucking head and the system fucking eats you alive. You can be in the system for 10 years over a misdemeanor. Kentucky's the fastest, #1 state for the fastest growing prisons. We throwing everybody into motherfucking prisons. We ain't got no money for education or health care or poverty, but we got plenty of money for prisons. Throwing people up into fucking prisons. Who gives a fuck, right? Yeah, great. And then you want to talk about the leeches of society? You're creating, with the prison industrial complex, you're creating more Charlie Mansons. Charlie Manson came out of Kentucky, and with the prison industrial complex, we're going to see more Charlie Mansons. They're fucking beating cats up and with baseball bats in Clay County. 5-year-olds in Kentucky are shooting 2-year-olds. People are being forced to eat their own beards. There's so much weird shit. There's fucking guys going into the fucking fire departments and jerking off on all the fucking fire department clothing. There's so much weird shit. All the fucking time. Kids playing a Halloween prank, hangs himself. 2 kids playing with a gun, shot a dude in the back of the head. Homeless guy, shot dead by the police. Bowling Green. So, what the fuck, Kentucky? I know I'm talking about Indiana. So let's really stick with Indiana. Man, Indiana's, I don't know, I guess I hate that, he did this, who knows why he did it, he goes to courthouse, points a gun at it, but now he's going to have the book thrown at him. Criminal recklessness, intimidating with a deadly weapon. Same fucking charge. Point a firearm, criminal recklessness, intimidating, that's 3 felonies. This motherfucker ain't killed nobody, he ain't robbed nobody, but he's gonna have 3 felonies, he's 63 years old, so what the fuck you gonna do, Henry Campbell? of Sellersburg. And then he's on a $250,000 full cash bond. So for pointing a gun, he gets all this fucking bullshit. Cops point guns all the goddamn time. All the fucking time. Sometimes they have, I don't know. I've seen, like, security guards and people just posted up with the gun in their hands. If the gun's in their hands, it's not posted on their side, it's in their hands, they're ready, ready. It's right there. Just point at somebody, yeah, that's pretty intense. But then they kind of point it at you anyways, like it's in their hands and it takes like 3 fucking seconds and you're dead. Cops should set the example, and they're not setting the example. They should be good, decent people. When they show that fascism is right, violence is right, they show the whole world that fascism and violence is right. They also show their fucking hypocrisy. Look how scared they are. Somebody points a gun at them, they freak the fuck out. Like, I've had a few times when I had a gun pointed at me. And it's an intense situation, but I didn't beat the shit out of them. I didn't charge them $250,000, I didn't put them in prison. I didn't put 3 felonies on them. I didn't ruin their fucking lives. They're shitty people, and I felt like at the time, they were willing to put my life in danger over some dumb bullshit, so, they should have been punished. But again, they have taken this fucking maybe crazy psycho and they've made him, a victim. They've made him a victim. So he might get away with it. If I was on his jury, I would say he's already been punished enough. The cops have humiliated him, they've put him in jail and shit, he's been punished enough. Especially if it doesn't seem like, if he's crazy, I saw his picture, he looked like just a poor white dude. If he's crazy, don't put him out in the streets or whatever, but if he's not crazy, he seems like a regular dude and just maybe something was bugging him at the time or some shit. He just pointed a gun at the courthouse. He didn't shoot the courthouse, he pointed a gun. And what do you do when you point a gun at the courthouse? Like, you can't kill a building. It's not attempted murder of a building. Like, that's stupid. The report said Campbell pointed a rifle from his truck. They later found Campbell with a loaded rifle, more ammo in his pocket. He surrendered to officers without incident. Nobody was hurt. Officers ordered lockdowns of the courthouse and 2 nearby Greater Clark County schools, alternative schools, for about an hour. The buildings reopened late Tuesday afternoon. So there's a second massacre at Yellow Creek. There's dudes pointing guns at the fucking Clark County courthouse. And Clark County, named after George Rogers Clark, like the worst genocidal fucking maniac ever. I guess not as bad as Christopher Columbus, but George Rogers Clark, they say he's the conqueror of the great Northwest, right? This motherfucker during the American Revolution was going around killing as many fucking Indians as he could get away with, and then he took land from over here and named it after himself. Took a bunch of poor Kentucky militiamen on his fucking crazy-ass stupid endeavors. So they named Clark County in Indiana after him. We also got our Clark County in Kentucky, which is on top of the last permanent Shawnee settlement in Kentucky. It's Skipperkittiki in, I think, near Winchester, the city of Winchester, Kentucky. It's in Clark County. And which is wonderful. That's fucking, what a great fucking, basically you kill all the Indians, you steal their land, you put your name on it, it's yours forever. It's yours, and for anybody that comes in after you, it's not the Shawnees, it's not Tecumseh's, it's not Dragon Canoe, it's not Chief Dragon Canoe, right? It's not Blue Jacket, it's not Black Hoof, it's not Chief Redbirds or Princess Corn Blossom. All these names are lost in the city. And actually, literally it used to be called Corn Island, right? It used to be called Corn Island, but now we name ourselves after King Louis XVI, the greatest king on the fucking planet, right? Because we named his namesake. It's Lawville. Lawville, that's what we say around it, Lawville. But who the fuck is Law? There is no fucking law. Maybe that's why nobody asks who the fuck Louis is. And how do you not know who the fuck Louis is? This whole city is named for Louis. King Louis XVI head was chopped off in the French Revolution. So 1789, no fucking head. He financed the American Revolution, so he's showing that he cares about the revolution in the colonies, but he doesn't give a fuck about his own people. Let them eat cake, right? Let them eat cake. Marie Antoinette, Louis, we got a big statue, and the dude's like, oh, kiss my hand, I am the greatest ever, right? And yeah, so we are a French city. We take after the French. We carry on with the French traditions. We got all these churches and buildings. There's a French tradition here, but we know as the manliest city. I see lots of hillbillies and rednecks. Culture, man, I wish we had some fucking culture here.